Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about my recession-proof investment strategy. I want to read you guys a quote. "The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient." Warren Buffett. And that's exactly how I feel about what's happening right now in the market. Also, I want to share with you guys some statistical information that I researched for this video. 132 month or 340% increase in value of the S&P 500 since 2009. Historically, that's the longest and most profitable period. What that tells me is I'm going to go ahead and stick with investing in the stock market as one of my recession-proof strategies. But I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to continue through dollar cost averaging, investing consistently a small amount of money at a time that will graduate into a larger amount of money as the market continues to correct itself, which I believe it will. Now, there are some things that I know helped increase the volatility of the stock market over the last 3 to 4 weeks. The major impact that none of us anticipated was the health crisis. We all knew at some point this 132-month bull run wouldn't last in the stock market. We knew it would correct itself at some point. What we didn't anticipate, like I said, was this health crisis. And what did the health crisis do to that correction? Well, panic and fear set in. Once panic and fear set in, people started rapidly pulling their money out of the stock market. And that is what put us into the position we're in today as a financial market in our country. Will that last? I don't believe so. I think as we figure out a way to find a cure for this health crisis or find a way to treat it successfully, then that will lessen the panic and the fear. And I think that will happen. You've got to keep in mind, as a human race, we've been through, well, maybe not me, but my ancestors and your ancestors have been through other health crises before, and we've always made it through. And I believe we will make it through this one. Now, in the interim, I'm going to walk you through again what I plan on doing. Let me go with real estate. I'm going to continue to buy and hold real estate. Why? Because I believe over the long term, it is a great way to build wealth. I've done it before in 2008. We were in a financial crisis. The real estate bubble had burst and everything was declining. Real estate, the stock market, it was all declining rapidly. But calmer heads prevail. Being patient is not the way to go. Patience is what I did, and the way I decided to do my investing in real estate. While the market was down, I started buying real estate. And then in 2014, I started selling that real estate at a huge profit. I don't see this situation no different. I don't believe real estate prices will fall like they did in 2008. I think they will hold steady. I think they will dip maybe 10, maybe 15%, and in some cases maybe even 30%, depending upon the location. Because in my opinion, location is your biggest asset when you're buying real estate. Location, location, location. The other thing that happens with real estate that I think will continue to happen is if you're an investor and you have rental property, you'll always have a tenant, as long as you will reduce your rents to whatever the market says the rent should be. I did it in 2008. I bought property in 2008, 2009, 2010 during the peak of the downturn. And my properties always had a tenant. Why? Because I was able to keep my rent in step with what the market said the rent should be. As long as you do that, you'll get cash flow. People need somewhere to live. And in the 2008 downturn, people lost their jobs as well. But guess what? People are resourceful. They found a way to make ends meet. They will do the same thing in this particular downturn. People will be resourceful and they will find a way to survive. Yeah, as a landlord, will I need to be sympathetic to their needs and maybe work with them on rent from time to time? Absolutely. But that's okay. The name of the game in real estate, in my opinion, especially real estate investing, is cash flow. Cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. If I can get a 5 to 10% cash on cash return, I'm great. Another thing that we have going for us as investors as it relates to real estate is historical low interest rates. That we have on our side. As long as interest rates are as low as they are, people will be able to refinance properties if they have a job. And I know the job situation right now is not good. But you got to understand, it's not in every sector that jobs are being lost. Jobs currently right now are being lost in the hospitality, the food service, and the tourism sector. There are some other sectors as well being impacted, but it's not over all industries. So there are people still out there who can continue to work and will work. Also, we have the stimulus package that has probably going to be the biggest thing we can do for people right now, is give them that infusion of cash and give them hope. The stimulus package is just hope. And that's what we need as people, is hope. Hope that there will be a better tomorrow. And I believe it will be. So real estate, location, continue to get your rents, and be a buy and hold investor, you'll be fine. I'm going to be fine. So that's my strategy for real estate. My strategy for real estate is continue to pick up strategic properties at the right location, at the right price, that I can consistently get cash flow. That's the most important thing right now for me. It's not buying a property today and hopefully it doesn't go down $10,000 tomorrow. I don't care about that, because I'm a long-term investor. What I care about is, can I buy that property and put a tenant in it and get consistent rent over the next 3 to 4 to 5 years? And if that answer is yes, then I don't care if I buy the property here and it decreases to here in 2 months. Who cares? As long as I can get the cash flow. That's the most important thing. But over time, we know, history tells us, over time, real estate is the single best investment you can make to build wealth over time. That's not going to change, guys. So I'm going to stay bullish on real estate. Again, location is number one. Number two is, can I get consistent rents? If I can answer those two questions, I'm going to continue to buy. Let's move on to the stock market. I'm going to continue to be aggressive in the stock market. I made a video several weeks ago about my portfolio being down 30%. That's okay. Why? Because I'm a long-term investor. I'm not going to use this money for the next 5 to 10 years. So I don't really care about what's going on in the short term. What I care about is being able to dollar cost average and buy as much as I can through my investments horizon. I want to buy as much as I can to make sure long term I have maximized my value in my portfolios, so that when I do need to start using this money, I got a nice return. So that's what I'm gonna keep doing. I got 3 ways that I do my investing. I got a 401k, several of them. I also have a Roth IRA, and I also have a taxable brokerage account. So through those 3 mechanisms, I'm gonna continue to dollar cost average and continue to invest. Now, if the market continues to go down, guess what? I'm gonna ramp up my investments. Why? Because I'm a long-term investor. Over the last 100 years, the stock market, if you consistently invest, and I know over the last 100 years where people have consistently invested, it's been a profitable thing for them. And I believe that. Like I said, since 2009, we had 132 months, a 340% increase in the S&P 500. Guys, that's not a blip. That's no mistake. We will have another bull run again eventually, once we get past this health crisis, and we will get past it. So that's what I'm going to do with my stock market investing. I'm going to continue to dollar cost average. If market continues to go down, I'm going to ramp up my investments and my contributions so that I can continue to buy these stocks at a very low and a discounted value. I'm going to continue doing that because I think in 10 years, when it's time for me to start using this money, I'll be in a solid position to be able to reap the rewards at that point. Again, I'm not doing something that's not unproven. It is proven, guys. The stock market and real estate over the long haul is profitable. You just have to understand what your strategy is. Your strategy may be different than mine, but that's my strategy, and I'm gonna stick with it. The last thing I want to talk about is cash. In these uncertain times, you got to have enough cash to sustain yourself for 6 to 12 months or longer. You got to have it. Do not put your last dime in investments, real estate, or the stock market. Don't do it. Keep enough cash so that you can take care of you and your family for 6 to 12 months or longer. Personally, I keep cash on hand for 12 months that I can get at and take care of my family and myself and not panic. Also, what you need to do is just keep your expenses as low as you can keep them. I mean, keep them as low as you can keep them. Cut out things that you don't need and make sure you're lean and mean and got cash. But if you're an investor and it fits your investment strategy, real estate and stock market investing are options for you. For me, I'm gonna stay on them. Like I've already said, I'm gonna stay on them and I'm gonna stay aggressive because I know I've been here before. Now, don't get me wrong, I've never been in a pandemic, but I've been in markets where things didn't look like we'd have a tomorrow, and we come back. We're resilient people. We will come back. We will get this thing under control. And until we do, I'm gonna stay on my recession-proof investment strategy. I would ask you guys to think about yours. Drop me some comments and let me know what your investment strategy is. What do you think about as it relates to how you will position yourself so on the other side of this health crisis and financial crisis, what will you look like when it gets to the other side? Curious to know your thoughts, guys. Drop me some comments. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, and smash the like button. It helps the channel and it helps me too. Always keep chasing your greatness and never stop believing in yourself. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.